know what they say, once you go black, you come back a single mother. Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about this expression that I now have modified it for, I guess, entertainment use. While I was looking through Google searches for topics, I saw this meme about, once you go black, you don't come back. But now they got a lot of these meme images now saying that once you go black, you come back a single mother. And when you look at the numbers and you look at the statistics, it is actually true. You see, before 1965, black marriages were the highest, even highest among all other races, even the white race. 85% of black men and women were married. But now you come to 2020 and only 15% of black men and women are married. And 20% of that 15% for males is interracial. So for black to white, and it's been doubling up every 10 years. It has been doubling up. So at this rate, it was 5 to 10% 10 years ago. Now it's up to 15 to 20% interracial. At this rate, a lot of black men will be going out interracially. Save Yourself Black Men, SYSBM movement that's really been going on in the YouTube and red pill knowledge. So, even with them, single motherhood does transcend when you go through the single interracial dating. So that's also affecting interracial dating too. So it's not just the black women, but more so on black women we're going to be talking about today. So what we have here is that right now 70% of black women are single black mothers. The other 15% are actually married, which half of those will end up in divorce. So you can add that on to the 70% single mothers and make it 87%. And the other 10%, 10 to 15% never have any children. You see, when you look at it with the men, 50% of black men have no children, which is surprising when you see that 70% of these women are single mothers. And you see 30% of black men are, 20 to 30% of black men are incarcerated one way or the other. And then now you have the available 20% that all 80% of these women are going after. So 20% of males that 80% of these females are going after. And as you can see in when it goes with the black women, 95% of black women actually stay and go after black men, as opposed where black men 80% go for black women and 20% are in interracial marriage or dating. So a lot of black women are actually trying to stay with black men. So now you only have 20% of these black men that these 80% of black women are going after. So mathematically that would be impossible for all the available 80% of black women to have a black husband if there's only 20%. That's why the expression now 2020, you'll see a lot of memes now are saying that once you go black, you come back a single mother. And let's look at the reasons what happened from 1965 to 2020. And none of those reasons has to do with racism. Because racism was there in 1965 and racism is still here in 2020. And actually there's less racism now, less overt racism now in 2020 than there was in 1965. So let's get rid of that argument right away. So let's not even blame these single mothers. The reason why they're single mothers because of racism. It has nothing to do with racism. It has to do with three different kind of men that have come into the picture. We are talking about the GovernMAN, the PoliceMAN, and the JudgeMAN. Let's start off with the GovernMAN. You see, the GovernMAN says that if you want our benefits, you have to get rid of the black man. If you want our SNAPs, our EBT, our government assistance, our VAC, our WIC, our Section 8, if you want our social assistance program, you have to get rid of the black man in your house. So now the black woman has to choose between the GovernMAN or the black man. You see, the GovernMAN doesn't want to give assistance when the black man is there, which I don't see what's the problem with helping the black family that has difficulty supporting. Like, why does the black man have to not be present? Why can't they both be present? And both the black woman and black man, they struggle together with the assistance of the government because that's where they pay their taxes to. But not when it comes to dealing with the black woman. So you have government policies to keep the black man out in exchange for the government. So that will go for 30%. I would say 30% of the reason why there are so many single black mothers is the government. Because you see 30-40% of single black mothers are in poverty. So they are forced to side with the government. The other 30% is the policeman. Well, I was overall crime incarceration. Because at any given time, up to 30% of black men, the average, are in jail one time of their life. So when they are in jail, you take them out of the available black men market that are available for black women to be their husband. And a lot of this is, black male choices going with crime, going with drugs and other choices like that. But a lot of it also has been fueled by the government. You see, pumping a lot of drugs into largely black areas. As you can see, the FBI had a big hand on that. And then also black males that continue to think that they can't go for education, that they can't do better, that the thug life is the only way. You see that a lot of media is really pushed on black men to go through the criminal route. So now 30% of that causes why when you go black, you come back as single mother is from crime and men not being available because they are in jail. And you see, the other 30% is black men themselves. And I would like to talk about black on black crime. 98% of black crime is caused by other blacks. 98%. 2% or even 1% is blue on black crime, which is police, coming after black men, planting drugs or shooting or violence. It's so minuscule. It's only 1 or 2%. But most black crimes that are committed to other black crime are black men. So black men are putting themselves in jeopardy with the policemen and also killing themselves. So you reduce the black male population by killing ourselves and also poor health choices. As you can see, average age, the average life expectancy for all other races are 85. But when it comes for black men, it's 10 years less at 75. And that's largely because of our poor choices with the food that we eat, the obesity, lack of exercise, and the drugs that we ingest. 30% of this, talking about when black women they come back as single mother, is because we kill ourselves. We take ourselves out of the equation. That's 30%. Now the other minuscule choices would be, I would say 5% would be through divorce, which 80% is initiated by the black woman. But it's so minuscule that divorce is not a large contributor, because when you look at the numbers, 1 in 4 now actually get married. 1 in 4 black women, black men actually get married, and 50 to 60% of those end up in divorce. So really, it's only 10% that really contribute to the single mother ratio when it comes down to it. So it's such a small, minuscule reason. And then there's also honorable mentions, as you know, people like to throw in that really don't have really any weight. You know how people like to blame rap music, social media. You know, they try to blame child support and visitation, which some of it really does go with the economic policies instituted by the GovernMAN. So, you know, these are other smaller reasons why, but they're not the main reasons. So you would have, you know, alimony keeping men, visitations, you know, that you can only see your children every other week. You also have child support, and if you don't pay child support, then the policeman can have you arrested. And then this punishes a lot of black men. And also feeds this stereotype, which is actually not a stereotype, has now become fact, that when you go black, as in go with a black man, you come back as a single black mother. And it's also now, with this more of this interracial dating going more and more, it can also be applied with other women. And, you know, people like to throw in, you know, the lack of femininity by black women, the modern women, how they don't need no man, and how they talk about teenage pregnancy, which really accounts only for 15% of actual pregnancy among black women. These are all really small issues. And also, back in the day, there used to be shotgun weddings, that if you impregnated my daughter, assuming that the family had a father, he would go out and find that person that impregnated the daughter and would be forced to marry, which they no longer have that anymore. It's not even a big thing. So these are all smaller issues, but the 3 biggest issues of why this statement is true is because the black man is being replaced by the GovernMAN, taken away by the PoliceMAN, and then now kept away by the JudgeMAN. Anyways, guys, it was for YouTube. If you got any issues, any statements that you'd like to put the comments down below. This one for YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And bye-bye.